Hey guys, and welcome to the Ashwood Apartments Q&A, where I answer questions about Ashwood Apartments. Alright, so let's start with Twitter. I didn't get much on Twitter, but figured I might as well answer the 3 I got. Alright, Master of Art Parks asks, what is your favorite type of frog? Well, an alive one. I don't even know what types of frogs are there. Toad? A green one? But thanks for the question. And for the computer. Crafty, aka my friend Seth, asks, why is the... I don't know, why is the... Did he meant to say what is the question? Seth, you have some explaining to do. I don't know how to answer your epic question. I am sorry. Brandon asks, what did you like most about living at Ashwood and what were some other pros and cons of living there? Whew. There was a lot of pros and cons of living in Ashwood. I think what I liked most was the fact that we lived there for so long. We worked up. We had just so much interesting stuff in there. I think I liked the fact that I had a green wall. I could just do green screen stuff whenever I want. I really liked the people there. There were a lot of weirdos and people that we hated, and we had so many problems with our upstairs neighbors. But we did eventually get nice neighbors for 6 months, and then the place burned down. Just some basic pros and cons. It was very cheap. It was also way bigger than this place. I think the master bedroom in Ashwood Apartments was the size of both of these bedrooms combined. The biggest con was I had to sleep in the same room as my dad, of course on a different bed, but I think it's because of the desk that I had and just all this stuff I had in my room. There was not enough room for a bed and a computer setup. I always wanted to switch rooms, but the fact that the green screen was there, you know, I wanted to stay having that room so that I would have enough space for the green screen whenever I wanted to use it. I was filming stuff like A Part of Life, James and Jake, which frequently required a green screen. That was the biggest con, was that I couldn't have like a big room. Some cons was it was very low maintained. You can see this in my older videos. There was like I don't know, there was like not a hole, but there was like a piece of the ceiling missing because the people that lived above us had their air conditioner running and it was leaking, and then part of the ceiling fell. Not the actual ceiling, but like the I don't know, the what is it called? The paint, I don't know, something, part of the ceiling fell and then it started having mold there. There was a lot of mold in the bathroom. It was just not the cleanest place, and it wasn't because of us. But most of it was because of us, but not all of it. You know what, the biggest thing I liked about it was the rural aspect to it. Like there was the huge park right in front of the building. We could just go to it whenever I wanted. If I wanted to take a walk at 6 a.m. in the morning by myself, I could. If me and my dad wanted to, like, I don't know, throw a frisbee around or do something in the tennis court. And in my earlier videos there, we did a lot of interesting stuff, like chucking donuts into the dumpster. We also did a video where we went grocery shopping in the woods and in the playground. I just kind of missed that. And that was the biggest pro, I think, of living in Ashwood, was the park and the rural aspect of it. Because here, this is just a huge city. Not that it's a bad city, but it's a city. Delaney asks, what is your favorite memory from Ashwood? Yikes. I have a lot of favorite memories. And you know what, I think my favorite memory is actually one of the clips that I used in the montage at the end of the last video, where me and my friend Paul were in my grandmom's apartment. We were playing with this big green ball.
I don't usually get hot. Oh yeah, because oh god.
was such a great time, because not only did I have both my parents living with me at that time, I had my grandma living down the hall, I had my friend Paul, I had my friend Lucas, and I lost all of that. Like, Paul's in Mississippi, my grandma sadly passed away last November, and my parents are not together at all, and Ashwood is not there anymore. So that's definitely one of my favorite memories, is when me and my friend Paul were in my grandma's apartment and hanging out with my grandma. That was like, I feel like that was like one of the very last times I got to, I don't know, I guess hang out with my grandma before she went to the home, and then her dementia just got really bad from there. But that is my favorite, I think that's my favorite memory in Ashwood. There's tons that I could say, but I think that's my most favorite. Alright, now let's move to the YouTube questions. The Mr. Snyder asks, what did you learn from this experience, and what advice would you give to other people? I mean, I learned that anything can happen. If you expect something, don't expect it, because something completely unexpected could happen. And actually, you know what? No, the biggest thing I learned is that the government does not help you. The people that were most helpful was the community. My dad has had so many issues with his case manager. We lost so much money. We're paying $500 extra a month. We're getting zero help. We're getting zilch from anything. I'm not even joking. The rental assistance we had kicked us out just because my dad signed the lease. And he was never, ever told that if he signed the lease or did anything, that they would not help him. But then the county said they wouldn't help him because he signed a lease. And then Governor Wolf apparently had this weird loan thing for Ashwood. And guess what? We don't get approved for it. Isn't that funny? And the only reason we were talking to realtors, half of them were talking to us, half of them were taking forever to respond. And the only reason why we got to this place was because we found it on the way back to the hotel, and I saw a sign in the yard. The government is just not helpful. The company, big corporate companies, and any company really, just is not that helpful. The community is the most helpful. That's what I've learned. And the wife of the owner of the property of the farmhouse where our cat was, she has been the most helpful in trying to get our cat back. We've called so many places, just no one can do anything apparently. And it's just so annoying. The community, just rely on the community. I don't mean to get political, but just, it's not good to be dependent on the government, because the government is not helpful. At least to us. Maybe it's just because my dad works and the society just punishes you if you work. Because what I've learned is, like, in Ashwood, 80% of the people there did not work. And they could physically and mentally do anything they wanted. They just had, like, back problems. I guess that ties in with the second question he had, is what advice I can give to people. Just know that, I guess from our experience, the companies, big corporate companies and the government is not that helpful, even if you think it is. I think it's because they think we don't need help because my dad works. It's just not, that's not how it is. That's not accurate. You know, my dad works 40 hours a week. There's not much I can do because I don't have a driver's license, I don't have a car, I don't have anything. I don't know if this was meant for the Q&A, but Colleen Cormier asks, did you think you would be going back into your apartment after the fire? No, I did not. What's really interesting about the video where we went into Ashwood after it burned down is it was kind of all of a sudden. We woke up, my dad said, hey, they're letting people go into Ashwood. I was like, oh, okay, this would be a great video. So I just got my camera, we went to Ashwood, we filmed a couple scenes there, and I uploaded it, and I got 4,000 views. I never thought we would be going in there, and I'm surprised that they haven't let people go in there again. People still do have stuff in there. Like our neighbor, she had, what's it called? She had like a filing cabinet, not a filing cabinet, some kind of safe, and she had a diamond in there. And diamonds don't burn from a fire because they can withstand heat and stuff. So I'm just kind of, I mean, I know it's dangerous. I'm not saying it's safe. I'm just saying, like, I'm surprised they haven't done that again, where they I guess I don't even know how they, I just know, like, I just know people were going into Ashwood and they weren't yelling at people. I just know that. So I don't know what the full story is behind why people were allowed to go in, but I'm surprised there hasn't been another day where people go in there and try to get their stuff back. For instance, Justin told us to not go any further, but I really want to go back there and just go inside and see if we have anything. We didn't get to have a good look. I never thought we would be going back in there. I thought we would never be allowed to go in. Too bad it's not our address anymore. Otherwise, we could just break into it and say, hey, it's our address. So I'm just joking. All right, let's move on to the next question. Samurai says, what game would you have liked to play if the fire didn't happen? I don't know what that means. Like, what games would I be playing on the computer? Like, if it wasn't burning? I don't understand the question. I mean, see, for my gaming channel, I do a lot of Minecraft videos on there, and I don't even consider myself as like a Minecraft player, because I only go on Minecraft because, like, my only goal is to entertain people and to make a creative video, and that's pretty much the entirety of my gaming channel. And it won't be just Minecraft. I'll be doing some live streams on there. But go check it out. It's called Jeff Played Games. Was it difficult to live so close with your dad in such unfortunate living circumstances? No, it wasn't. I don't know how to describe it, because me and my dad are not, I think me and my dad are a lot closer than most father and sons. Like, we've been through a lot. I've been through a lot, and I think, like, I don't wish bad stuff upon people, but I feel like if people go through more tragedy, they learn from it and they become closer to people, which I feel like is a blessing in disguise. I know people that has never been through anything. They live in these huge houses. They don't know what could really happen to them. It makes me sick to the stomach, honestly, to know that some people I even know, like some of my friends, and it's not like they're bad people, but they never really have that many problems as per se I do. Like, I don't know where I'm going with this. But I'm just saying, I think, what was even the question? I just, my brain is short-circuiting right now. Oh yeah, was it difficult to live so close to my dad? Oh my god. The only difficult part was when I wanted to eat and he would be around me constantly. But other than that, I didn't really care. I just wanted a home. I just wanted our cat. The hardest part was when my dad was snoring, but then we eventually upgraded to a hotel room that had a separate bedroom, so it was not hard at all. So I guess it was a little difficult, but it wasn't that difficult to live so close to my dad. Our apartment in Ashwood was not that big, so we're used to it. And then, of course, Ashwood burning down is awful, but was there anything good that happened because of it? Oh, of course. Like, I can name a bunch of bad things that happened because of it, but one good thing is I think my YouTube channel really benefited from it. My YouTube channel is really important to me. I've done it for 9.5 years. It's crazy. And as crappy as 2020 has been, it has been the absolute best year for my YouTube channel in the history of my YouTube channel. And I'm like this close to actually getting ads on my YouTube videos, which means I can make money and not get a real job, because real jobs are stupid. That is definitely a good thing that came out of it, because now I have all you guys that are new to this channel. I'm getting like 200 views per video. I was never that lucky to have 200 views on a video. I think only 2 videos in 2019 got above 100 views. I'm not even joking. Like sometimes I would be happy to wake up and see 20 views on a video that I uploaded the day before. So that is definitely, I think that's the best thing that came out of Ashwood. Another good thing is I met Master Varvarks. I found his Twitch. I find his Twitch streams very entertaining. He does a lot of 7 Days to Die streams. He built me the epic gaming computer over there. Him and his mom brought the desk and the monitor and the speakers and the keyboard and the mouse and the microphone and what else? Oh yeah, the chair. If it weren't for Ashwood, I wouldn't have this upgraded setup. And I guess, you know, another good thing is we have peace and quiet now. Like the biggest problem about Ashwood was we were on the 2nd floor. And it sucks because we wanted to move across from where we were. We wanted to move to the apartment that was across from us. But the stupid landlord didn't let us. He like ignored it. If we moved to the one across from us, we would have had all our stuff. Because the one across from us was almost completely, what's the word? Not burned. You could see in the video, I mean, we didn't walk in it, but you could walk in it. And if we lived there, we could have had some of our stuff. Like, it's so annoying. But when we lived there, we had a lot of problems. We had a lot of problems with neighbors. We finally got decent neighbors at the end, but they were loud too. And I think it's just because we were on the 2nd floor and the floorboards were not that great and there was like no insulation. So we could just always hear noise. It was always hard sleeping in Ashwood, mainly because my room couldn't fit a bed, so I had to sleep in the same room as my dad, and when he snored, I couldn't sleep, and then I couldn't go in the living room because they'd be upstairs watching TV, and it was just so annoying. And now that we're here, we don't hear anything. And I think most of that is because we're on the 3rd floor. And we've never been on the top floor. Like, we lived in Reading. We were on the 2nd floor. We were also in this house that had like 4 separate apartments. We were also on the, actually I think we were on the 3rd floor. 1, 2, yeah. It had like 1, 2, 3, it had 4 floors and we were on the 3rd. But we were below someone, which ended up calling me retard through the ceiling. He dropped weights and he was friends with the landlord. And then they kicked us out because the guy that lived above us lied about us stinking up the hallways when it was him. And because he was friends with the landlord, they just kicked us out in the middle of the winter. And if that didn't happen, we wouldn't have been in Ashwood. I'm telling you, man, I go through a lot more than people think. And there's a lot of good that comes out of bad things happening. I don't wish this upon people, but I feel like if the people I knew went through stuff like I do, they would be more close to people. They would understand things. Like, some people just don't get it. But yeah, let's move on to the next question. I kind of went on a long tangent. Donna asks, not related to Ashwood, but where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Job / career plans, school, etc. There's a big difference between where do I see myself and where do I want to be in 5 years. In 5 years I'll be like 23. I feel like I'm slow at life. I see myself at least being able to drive a car. I see myself working somewhere. I see myself living in a house with my dad, because we do plan on buying a house next August. And you know, me and my dad have been poor for years. I ain't gonna get an apartment on my own if me and my dad could live in a house by next year. So I will live with my dad for a couple of more years. Not forever, obviously. I don't know what. Maybe YouTube, hopefully. That would be my dream. That would be my dream. I would be so happy to know that in 5 years YouTube is actually my job, because I'm like this close to getting ads. And maybe I can grow this channel. Maybe I'll have 100,000 subscribers in 5 years. I don't know. I really don't know. Like I know where I want to be, but I can't. Like I just don't know. I don't know where I will be in 5 years. Hopefully I'm doing something with filmmaking or just video making or video editing or something with that. I'm really passionate about that. Hopefully I'm not wasting my life on some stupid dead-end job. But hopefully in 5 years I am making money on something that I'm passionate about. That's where I want to be, but I'm not sure. I don't know where I see myself actually being. Brandon asks, how long before you started filming the fire did the alarm start going off? Because Ashwood looked like a great place. I feel sorry for everyone who lost everything. Yeah, I feel very bad for everyone that lost their stuff, especially for the people that lost their pets. And technically ours, I don't even know where our cat is. Hopefully she's alive. How long before you started filming? See, what happened was, me and my dad were taking a walk. We checked the mail. Nothing was happening. Maybe it was because the fire was in the apartment and it didn't blow open the window yet, so we didn't see it. But as soon as we walked in, we started hearing fire alarms going across the hallway. We ran inside, and I thought it would have been a tiny fire. I thought it would have been out in like 30 minutes. Like I was ready to upload a 10-minute video saying there was a fire at my apartment building, and then life goes back to normal. So as soon as we go in my apartment, I tried to grab my vlogging camera, but both of the batteries were dead. All the memory cards I had was full, so I was scattered around trying to figure out what to do. There was a point where I tried to grab my other camera. I think what ended up happening was the battery for the other camera was still on the charger, so I didn't have enough time to go and get it and then put it in the camera and then empty a memory card and then put it in there. So I just started using my phone. Luckily I had my vlogging camera in my pocket. Oh my god. I think I was this close to not having my vlogging camera, which is the camera I'm using right now, in my pocket. I don't know, I think something was just telling me to put it in my pocket, because even though I was using my phone, I still had this camera in my pocket, and I don't know why. It was not that long before I started filming. As soon as we got in my apartment, I looked for, I think it was about like a minute or two, and then I got my phone and started recording. Now, if I would have known that the entire building would have burned down, I would have said, F it, get the computer, get the cat, of course. Of course, I don't know where we would have even put the computer, because I know, like, a lot of people were like saying we could have gotten some other stuff, but here's the thing. We didn't know what would happen. We didn't know if a wall would collapse on my dad's car. If we would have put the computer in my dad's car, it could have, there was a lot of heat. I don't know, maybe it could have been affected by it if we put the computer in my dad's car too, alongside with the cat. But you know, psychologically it's like, we're not thinking of that. We're thinking, what the hell is happening? And Ashwood, it was kind of like a nice place. A lot of people called it Trashwood because it was like a trailer park. Not even joking, there was trash everywhere all the time. There was trash in the hallways. Someone found a syringe in the hallway once, or a needle. There was a lot of bad parts about Ashwood. But when you look back, it's really sad, and I feel like in 30 years, a father and his son is going to be walking by it, and the father's going to be like, hey, do you see this place? Yeah, it burned down 30 years ago, and it's still up. Isn't that amazing? Like, I could just see it happening. Like, I could just see it being there for a long time. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe they're going to demolish it soon, but something tells me if Ashwood is going to be left like that for like 60 years. I'm not even joking. R. Diddy asks, when the fire first started, did anyone in that apartment attempt to use an extinguisher? Actually, I'm gonna let my dad answer that. Wait, you need to answer a question.
I don't know.
Someone asked, did anyone try to use a fire extinguisher to put the fire out?
I don't think anybody used one.
No, but didn't you want to use one?
Yeah, I was going to run up there with one.
And?
People are like, don't, the smoke is too thick. You won't be able to see. Went from clear to smoke filled in less than a minute. By the time we got the cat, the smoke was filtering into our apartment. So if I would have went to the 3rd floor, it was already through the roof. I would have been dead probably.
And finally, the last question on the community post. How old is your cat, and do you play any video games from Flipmaster? I sure hope so, since I have a gaming channel. I don't play many games. I do play Minecraft mostly, which is weird because I never thought I would even be doing videos on Minecraft this year. I play a lot of small games like Slither.io. I play games on Wild Tangent. Some of the games I play, I feel like aren't interesting enough for me to make a video on or do a live stream on. So it may seem like I'm only playing Minecraft, which I'm not. And like I said, I don't even consider myself as like a Minecraft player. I don't play Minecraft for Minecraft. My goal is to make a creative and entertaining video. That is literally my only goal when I'm on Minecraft. I do play a lot of other games. I did do one live stream where I played Super Collapse. It's like a puzzle game. It's like a match 3 puzzle game. And how old is our cat? She's 11. We had her ever since she was basically born in like 2009 or 2010. It was right around there. I forget what exact year, but I know she's definitely 10. And it's sad because she never really showed her age that much. Like, she can move a lot. She could move fast if she wanted to. She could jump if she wanted to. She started getting really lazy, but she wasn't like that old. And I feel like if we do get her back, I'm scared that she will have lost a lot of energy and she would have aged more. But yeah, she is 11. If you do see our cat anywhere in Phoenixville, PA or Warriors Ford, our cat is really old and big, so if you see a cat that may look like ours, just remember, ours is big and old, so it's not going to be like a kitten or a 3-year-old cat. It's an 11-year-old cat. Our cat is like a tabby with black and brown stripes on her, so look for that. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this Q&A. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see me do any other Q&As in the future, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll do another Ashwood Q&A if you guys want. Go check out my gaming channel. It's called Jeff Played Games. I'm doing a lot of cool stuff there. Subscribe to this channel if you're not already subscribed. Make sure to leave a like if you liked the video, and see you all later. Bye.